everybody and welcome back to Sew Aldo. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how I made this pretty dress using a fitted sheet. So the first thing I did was cut out all the pieces. So here I'm just using my self-drafted pattern pieces that I adapted from a basic bodice blocks. Front pieces are going to be double because I will line it. But the back piece is going to be different because I plan on adding shirring so I don't have to add zipper to this dress. As you can see here, I have two sets, one for the lining and one for the outside fabric. After that, I am going to join it at the neckline, trim off half of the seam, then flip it over and understitch. It will make sure that the lining will stay inside the bodice. I will include the pattern details at the very end of this video, so be sure to stay tuned. Base stitch the sides so I can treat it as one piece of fabric. This is the back bodice. It is the same length as the front bodice. The reason why it is wide because I'm going to be adding shirring at the back so I don't have to put zipper. First, I hem the top edge. Press it so it's going to be so much easier to hem because I will be working on a very narrow hem. I'm going to draw lines across. This is going to be my guideline for the shirring part. I did 2 rows of shirring and then I space it about 1.5 inches from each other. The reason being is I want the shirring to be nice and stable, but I don't want to shear the whole bodice because I don't have enough elastic or elastic thread. As you can see here, by doing so, it gave me a beautiful pattern at the back. It's time to join it at the side seams. I am going to be working on the sleeves now. So the pattern piece for the sleeve was just borrowed from a dress that I posted not too long ago. So I just reused that because I was really happy with the final result. So I'm just stitching this bias tape on the inside of the fabric so I can put an elastic inside so I can cinch it in to give me that ruffle effect along the hemline. Then I am going to finish the shoulder and I'm also going to create a channel for it so I can feed an elastic through. Match the right sides of the fabric and close the inseam. It's time to join it along the arm side, so I match the right sides of the fabrics as you can see here. Then stitch along the edge. The bodice and sleeves are done. Now let's work on the skirt. The bottom is going to be a half circle skirt and I have 3 panels here. I'm going to stitch the side seams and the back seam. Because the bodice will stretch, I need to adjust the skirt, so I am going to trim off about 3 inches. That is going to make the waistline bigger and it will allow me to match the bodice waistline because the back has a stretch, so there is extra fabric. When I cut the skirt panels earlier, I anticipated this trim, so I compensated on the bottom. So when I trim this top edge, it's still going to give me the desired length that I wanted. So just be aware of that. Here I am testing if the bodice is going to match and it fits perfectly. So now it's time to match it at the side seams and stitch along the waistline. Trim off the excess fabrics on the bottom just to tidy it up. Now it's time to create the ruffles. I have 4 yards of fabrics here that I'm going to stitch together to create a long ruffle. Creating ruffles is no joke, so you have to be patient for this part. I stitched 2 rows of gathering stitch so the ruffles are going to be pretty and stable. Especially if you are gathering this amount of fabric, you want to make sure that the threads are not going to break in the process. And now I am going to stitch it on the hemline of the skirt. So you just want to make sure that you distribute the gathers evenly so it looks nice. And here I'm showing you how I got the pattern or how I adapted the pattern. So I basically just removed the shoulder just like this and the darts. Then I created a princess seam. I did the same thing for the back piece. As you can see here, I removed the top portion or the shoulder and I extended it by 5 inches, and when I open it up it's going to add extra 10 inches to the back bodice, as you can see here. And this is the sleeve pattern. This is the half circle skirt pattern. The only thing I had to do here was adapt the waistline, so I trim off 3 inches from the top so it can fit the bodice. And then I trace the bottom here to create the ruffle, so it is about 5 inches. So I just trace that out so it will have the same shape as the dress or the skirt. And this is what the final dress looked like. I absolutely love it. As you can see, I am so happy with the result. I can't contain my happy face. Thanks so much for watching, and if you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to follow, likes, and share. And if you are watching from my YouTube channel, thanks for watching and I hope you will subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Bye!